to the People in Progress podcast, where we talk all things self-improvement, lifestyle, and how to live your best life. I'm your host, Elsa, and this episode is all about small gratitude habits you can implement into your everyday routine. Before we get into anything else, let's first talk about why gratitude is so important. I don't know if it's biology to protect us, if it's society teaching us, or a mix of these things, but we are trained in life to see the negative and remember the negative, to focus on the bad. You need to retrain yourself to see the good in things and to focus on the good, and gratitude is a way to do that. I mentioned this a lot in the first and second episode of this podcast, but your brain really recognizes patterns. And if you're in a pattern of focusing on the bad, then you will see the bad in things. You will have a worse day. While if you, like I said, are focusing on the good, then you're going to have a better day. And we'll get into the benefits of gratitude in a second. But gratitude is all about seeking and finding the good in life, because there is so much good there, trust me. And I'm just looking down at my computer if you are watching video right now, because I have a quote from Harvard Health Publishing on their website, and I actually will have a link to 2 articles down below about gratitude that I thought were really interesting. So in positive psychology research, gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. Gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, relish in good experiences, improve their health, deal with adversity, and build strong relationships. So that is from Harvard Publishing. And then also from the Greater Good magazine, which is based at UC Berkeley. I have a couple lists of benefits of gratitude, which is why it's important to implement gratitude habits into your routine. We also have a cat visitor here, Ren. She's been in a lot of the podcasts recently. Oh, and she's typing something on my computer. Lovely. Here are some of the benefits of practicing and appreciating gratitude. First of all, the physical benefits. People who practice gratitude are found to have stronger immune systems. They also are found to have lower blood pressure, and they sleep better and wake up more refreshed. Psychologically, people who practice gratitude are found to have higher levels of positive emotions like joy, happiness, and optimism. And finally, there are also some social benefits. These are also not all the benefits they listed on their blog post. I just wanted to tell you guys a couple, and you can definitely check out the blog post down below if you want to see them all. But they were also found to be more forgiving, more outgoing, and less lonely in general. So I hope that lets you guys know why we're doing this episode. Let's jump into the segments and then we'll get into the main body in a second. Starting off, what is progressing my life? I really think I've been working a lot on routine, and this is really nice because I believe I've said in my what's holding me back section that not having a routine is holding me back, and look at me, I'm working on it. Particularly, so I have been working on my morning routine and my night routine, and those are really good, but more than anything, I've been working on sort of a cleaning routine and a filming routine. The filming routine and the recording routine is still a work in progress, but I'll explain to you what I mean by the cleaning routine. Basically, big tasks like cleaning all the floors, mopping, vacuuming, etc. I've given that a day, and that is Mondays. And I've also been, if you look at my autumnal reset, or what did I call it, full reset on YouTube, I talk a lot about my goals and how I'm tracking them, but I've been colouring in habit trackers and everything like that. It's been working really well, just sort of having a day to do it and not waiting until things get too close to the deadline in terms of like filming and in terms of like things getting too dirty, the cleaning, but trying to create a routine and sort of, what's the word? You don't have the decision paralysis if the routine is already there for you. But what is holding me back? I would say at the minute, eating the frog. And now if you don't know what that means, basically a productivity theory in terms of like not procrastinating, and I need to do it more. I've actually been researching this because I'm thinking of doing trying out different productivity methods, vlogs on YouTube, which I think would be really interesting. But yeah, I need to get better at doing the big bad thing first. The other thing is worrying about things I can't control. I don't want to get into it too much. I think everyone has this, but I need to take some of my own advice and let things be because I can't control everything. As for my life update, I've been really focusing on making a lot of content. I've been posting more on YouTube. I've done some really cool media stuff lately. I went on a media visit to Nordique Spa Nature in Chelsea, Quebec, which was incredible. and keep an eye out for some content coming in the next like couple weeks, because I'll be releasing the content that I filmed while I was there. But even not like the media aspect of it, the actual just experience was incredible. And if you live anywhere near Chelsea, so like Ottawa or Montreal or anything, I cannot recommend enough the Nordic spa nature. It was just the most amazing experience. And I was really, really into the cold plunges. I might talk about this in another episode or on my YouTube channel, but it was just incredible. It really focuses on like thermal wellness techniques. So it was all about going in a sauna or a hot pool and then taking a cold plunge and then relaxing and doing a thermal cycle. And that was really good. But yeah, in terms of like all these media visits and stuff, which are just incredible, I guess it's showing that, you know, my hard work's been paying off and I'm growing, and I'm so happy to be working with brands that I love, and sort of, I don't know, it's just what I've always wanted. But I think there's always an aspect of like, does it feel real? Because it's not like a normal job where you see people. It's like sometimes you guys are just numbers on a screen. And that's why I love comments and stuff. And although YouTube's my favorite platform, you do get to see comments and stuff a lot more on TikTok, which is always nice. But yeah, I'm trying to just be in the moment, and like when I was at the spa, take moments to appreciate like how far I've come and how real it is. And my current read is Belladonna by Adeline Grace, and I just finished this last night. I believe I spoke about it in last week's as like the book I was going to pick up, but it is a gothic YA fantasy romance, and I just finished it last night, so I haven't written my review yet, but I think I'm going to rate it a 4.75 stars. There was one thing about it, and I won't spoil it, but there was one thing about it that didn't make it a 5, but it was a really good book and perfect for the full time. Let's get into the main body of today's episode. We are going to talk about gratitude habits for your daily routine. I've basically put this in the order of the order your day would go. So we have morning habits, daytime habits, and nighttime habits. And then I'm going to end off with some gratitude journaling prompts for you. So let's start off with habits in the morning. And these are really important to set the tone for the day. And also, I think it was Trinity Tondelea's podcast, The Wellness Cafe. I'm sure you guys know it. It's a really amazing podcast. If it wasn't that podcast, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure it was. She was talking about morning routines. And she was saying this thing where you can control what goes on in the morning. No matter how the rest of your day goes, if you make the time for yourself to have an amazing morning, then you can really control that, and you get to pick exactly what happens before you go to work, before you go to school, before, you know, you start getting messages and everything like that. It's the one part of your day that you can really control, and then no matter what happens during the day, you know you've had a good morning. So like I said, you're setting yourself up, you're taking control of your mornings. So one thing you can do is have a gratitude journal, and one really good way to do this is just have a notebook or maybe a digital like Word document or Notion page where every day you write one thing per day you're grateful for. Or another thing you can do, and this is the way I like to do it, is through morning pages. If you haven't heard of morning pages before, they're basically usually one page of journal prompts that helps set you up for the day, reflect on maybe the day before, and organize the day ahead of you. I actually use journal pages that I created that I have on my Etsy, which is always linked below in the show notes. They can be used digitally or printed out. I tend to print mine out, and on there I think it's the first thing you do is write 3 things you're grateful for. So that's a really good way to do it and implement it into your routine. Another thing you can do is add positive affirmations into your routine, and I think the best space for this is while you're brushing your teeth, or if you shower in the morning, that's also a really good time. But for me, I am a night showerer, so it's while brushing my teeth. You want to be grateful for yourself, and I also think if you're really struggling, time when you're looking in the mirror at yourself just doing nothing, if anything doing kind of a weird habit, or it like looks weird, brushing your teeth, it's a good time to be a bit more lighthearted and be grateful and be thankful for yourself, rather than worrying about your day or saying negative things about yourself, which I feel like a lot of us are trained to do when we see ourselves in the mirror. We like self-scrutinize. So yeah, positive affirmations while brushing your teeth, you should definitely try it out. And the last morning habit is to put your phone down. And again, I need to take some of my own advice, but I have been a lot better at this. You know, you want to be mindful, be focused on the present. You don't want to let all these outside interruptions come in and disturb your peace. Whether it's social media or the news or messages from people, almost every day I'm reminded of why I should do this more often. Just leave your phone and focus on you, the present moment, and what's going on currently right now in your life. Social media algorithms tend to favor negative content, and so seeing a lot of that, especially in the morning, isn't going to cultivate an energy of gratitude. Okay, let's get into the daytime habits. First of all, say thank you. This is such an easy one. Whether it's saying thank you to family or a friend when you see them or when they do something for you during the day, or if it's when someone holds the door for you, saying thank you, or when the barista gives you your coffee. Or I think a big one is when you're driving, if someone lets you in, just put your hand up, just say thank you through the window. It is so easy and it really makes other people's days, and it also creates an energy of gratitude around yourself. Another thing is random acts of kindness. So hold a door for someone. Like I mentioned earlier, if someone's holding a door for you, say thank you. If you've got someone behind you, just hold the door for them. Or compliment someone. If you're thinking something nice in your head, I just think it is so lovely to say it out loud to them. And it's never going to be awkward because, I mean, you don't have to do it every time, but if it's the right moment, why not compliment someone or engage in conversation? Be more social, be more open, make connections with people. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes we go through life with blinders on, ignoring all the people around us if it doesn't affect us, but think of one time someone's come up to you and said something nice and how warm that made you feel inside. And also, just in general, be kind, be thankful for what's going on around you, for the people around you and what everyone is doing, how everyone is working together. Another thing you can do is focus on being mindful throughout your day. Focus on what's around you, like I've said, your physical environment. Are you sitting on a nice bed like I am? Is it comfortable? Do you have nice pillows? Did you enjoy your sleep there? Do you have a nice clean room? Do you have a nice coffee in the morning? What's your view like? Focus on the space you are in and be so grateful for it. My big things, and I think I mentioned this earlier, is the view outside of my window. Sort of building off this, you can do a gratitude walk, which is kind of halfway between a mindfulness walk and a hot girl walk. So hot girl walk is kind of like not saying anything bad about yourself, listening to good music or a good podcast while you're walking. A mindfulness walk is kind of being very present and focusing only on what's like immediately around you. And I'm coining the term gratitude walk, which is a walk where you can listen to music, you can listen to something uplifting, but also while you're walking, take note of the things you are grateful for and the things you're appreciating while you're on that walk. And I think a walk is a great way to do this because you see a lot more things and you broaden your horizons whilst you're on the walk rather than just staying in the same room. See the silver lining. Now, I saw this quote and it said, living a life of gratitude doesn't mean you can't have a bad day, and a bad day and being thankful aren't mutually exclusive. Now, I thought that was great because I spoke about this in another episode, but the burnt toast theory. It's the idea that if you burn your toast in the morning and it makes you late, you might have missed something that could have ruined your life or ruined your day. And I think everything happens for a reason, and you just need to see the silver lining. And we're going to get into this in a bit in the journal prompts. Everything doesn't need to be perfect for you to be grateful for it, and things going wrong doesn't mean you aren't having a good day. Cut out the negative thought patterns. And with this, I want you to speak over yourself. If you think something bad, or if you say something bad, actually speak over yourself and take that back and say something positive in return. And finally, make time for an activity you love in your day. Be grateful for the things you enjoy and actually make time for it. Not just work, not just cleaning, not just productivity. Take time just for you and an activity you love. Now we have the nighttime habits. So first of all, reflective journaling. Like I mentioned, morning pages, you can also do some journaling at night. Reflect on what happened in your day and what made it great and what made you smile. And like I said, I have some gratitude journaling prompts coming up at the end, which you can use. Also, list what you're grateful for while you're falling asleep. This can just be in your head and it's a really nice way to end your day. Also, who made your day great? Be thankful for the people around you. And finally, what was one thing you did today for yourself that made you happy? Whether you write that down in your journaling, whether you just acknowledge it, it's a really nice way to end your night. A lot of these habits can be used for different times of the day. I've just tried to set them up for you guys so you could implement them into a routine really easily. Okay, we're ending off now with the gratitude journaling prompts. Get your pen out or pause this episode and grab a notepad. Here they are. What made you smile today? Who are you grateful to have in your life? What do you love to do? What worked out well today? What have you learnt recently? What mistake or failure that happened in the past are you actually now grateful for? What do you love about yourself? And let's all tick off one gratitude habit right now. I actually have a question box down below if you're listening on Spotify. So put one thing you're grateful for down there and let's make a lovely little comment section filled with positivity and gratitude. Okay guys, thanks for listening to the People in Progress podcast. I'm very grateful for all of you guys listening and I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please do leave a 5-star rate and review on Spotify or Apple Podcast. It really helps people find the podcast and it helps build our community of people in progress. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe and leave a comment saying what you're grateful for, and I'll see you guys next week.